Universal logo to Sun match cut? Those are some mummy-style opening credits. I'm sorry, but what's stopping us from making our cities look like this? Oh, right. Never mind.
Home of Imhotep, Pharaoh's high priest, keeper of the dead.
Okay, let's get this out of the way, and it's not a win. Literally nobody in the main cast is Egyptian or even of Egyptian descent. That's a pretty silly decision, and if it were made today, it would probably shatter people's suspension of disbelief, and it's pretty on par for 99, but it doesn't mean we can't enjoy this classic adventure. Okay, let's get this out of the way, and it is a win. Everyone in this movie is stupid hot, and because I saw this when I was a teenager, it is a feature of this film I simply cannot let pass by. Grade A hotties nonstop, so yeah, there are gonna be some wins. And that, children, is how we did PG-13 nudity in the 90s. 4 hours of gold paint and gold pasties, which is probably still too much for YouTube. More importantly, is this the first time that I realized Anaxona Moon is Job's girlfriend Marta? Of course not, I realized last night. And that, children, is how we showed a graphic death in a PG-13 movie in the 90s. It's all about the silhouette and sound design that will haunt your dreams for, well, forever. That's some pretty strong faith in your dude. Killer line, and I mean next level faith in her dude. Not just if I die, I know you got me, it's I'm Audi 5000 with my own knife. Honestly, pretty badass move from Anaxona Moon. I don't know, man, she seems to have gotten a little dark, ghostly? I guess that's how you know it's true love.
Imhotep's priests were condemned to be mummified alive.
Brutal, and all done by weirdos in Anubis masks? No, thank you. Classic arm censoring. Yeah, brutal.
An unholy flesh eater with the strength of ages and the glory of invincibility.
Okay, so there's a bit of a debate here. The way it's worded, it kind of makes it seem like the Magi knowingly created the mummy TM by cursing Imhotep, but one theory is that if you murk him in a normal fashion, he's just gonna resurrect himself, so they had to do something special, and that was the curse. My take is that I love this movie, so shut up and enjoy it. I kid. Ancient civilizations were always doing wacky stuff like this, and it's always a trade-off. Really torturous death for a little teensy tiny risk that he'll engulf the world in hell long after you're gone. Makes sense to me. Yes, these titles go hard. Mummy roaring and everything. Even the mummy bandages get blown away. And an awesome way to show the passage of time while letting us know we're in the same location.
And for 3,000 years, we, the Magi, the descendants of Pharaoh's sacred bodyguards, kept watch.
Solid narrator reveal. Sorry, I meant sexy narrator reveal. That's grade A hottie number 2 for those keeping count at home.
You just got promoted.
And the first quip of the movie, there will be more. Also numero trace grade A hottie, it's just wall-to-wall amazing hair in this one. And this nothing set piece is such a perfect example of why this movie has lasted. This battle is a footnote in the story about Benny and Rick, and yet it's insanely fun. Shot with these low camera angles, in the action, clearly real horses and real riders holding real guns and real swords. Yup, can't ignore an on-target sword throw. Sorry about your back and organs and stuff, but did you see that throw? Rick rocks 2 Chamelot Delvine model 1873s for most of the movie, and it always looks badass. And then the switch to some 1911s, that's a dashing-ass hero right there. I mean, even when he's using a crappy old Lebel Model 1886, he's making us all swoon.
Don't you close that door! Don't you close that door!
It initially seemed like Rick and Benny were friends, but Benny's, let's say, self-preservation kicks in, and it's no holds barred. Kind of interesting because Imhotep essentially saves Rick's life and Rick later kills Imhotep. A bunch. But anyway, Rick's a real diamond in the rough, am I right? Huh, never noticed this was a oneer. Must be why it feels so offensive. Incredible moment. And they did it on the first try.
Oops.
Speaking of incredible moments, is it hot in here or is it just our 4th grade A hottie? Ignore the 2000s eyebrows and actually 1920s eyebrows. Huh, they knew not what they did.
Give me frogs, flies, locusts.
You'll get some of those.
I can read and write ancient Egyptian, and I can decipher hieroglyphics and hieratic.
And now we know why she'll be pivotal to the plot. Sneaky exposition.
I am the only person within 1,000 miles who knows how to properly code and catalog this library, that's why.
So she's saying by knocking over the bookshelves, she was creating job security? That's pretty shrewd. For a movie with some of the time but questionable CGI, the sets on this film are fantastic.
I don't have enough experience in the field.
Something that will be rectified and also explains why she does some seriously stupid things while it's being rectified.
Curated to try and selfie.
Oh, that musical cue.
You see the cartouche there?
Ooh, love a slick transition. On rewatches, it's pretty obvious Dr. Bay is looking right at the flame, with that beautiful beard I might add. But the rest of the scene is distracting enough that we aren't really paying attention.
You lied to me.
I lie to everybody. What makes you so special?
Great line, great character. John Hannah is way underrated. Nice, now he's got George with the jungle hair.
This is my sister, Evie.
How do you do?
Oh, well, guess she's not so lost.
With a bit of Chaz from Airheads.
I know you.
No.
You just know it was worth it. And Evie just steps over Jonathan because she wants to know more. The fact that Rachel Weisz actually trips a little is aces.
Yeah, I was there.
You swear.
Every damn day.
The best line in the history of film? Also honesty.
Any last requests, pig?
Loosen the knot and let me go.
Of course we don't let him go.
It was worth a try. When you got a sweaty beefcake Brendan Fraser neck, it's gonna take more than that.
50%.
20.
40.
30.
25.
Ah! Deal.
Negotiation skills. She Bugs Bunnied him without even trying.
Hello?
Hot dang, Evie is all of us. Dude defines dashing hero. Can we? I think Battle Rick and Cleaned Up Rick are separate, so this makes grade A Hottie 5.
That reminds me, no hard feelings about the,
Oh, no. Happens all the time.
Ha! I believe him.
And when we got there, all we found was sand and blood.
I mean, you technically found more, but what a line. And it's an interesting sleight of hand to make us think Rick stumbled into some blood following orders yada yada when he actually created much of the blood.
You're looking for Hymenoptera?
Damn straight we are.
And who says we are?
He does.
Jonathan is such a great character because on the one hand, he sets the whole quest in motion by stealing the key from Rick, and on the other, he's a walking liability that will probably get everyone killed.
Oh, what a coincidence, because of Donald.
Still angry about that kiss, huh?
Oh, if you call that a kiss.
Vibin'. That clear Benny shadow.
I think I'll kill you.
Think of my children.
You don't have any children.
Someday I might.
Shut up.
Great A banter. Vibin'.
Goodbye, Benny.
Politeness. He said goodbye. Fraser's timing in this film is just so on point. I love that little glance at the candle, letting Rick know the window is opening, which is why he gets the jump.
Relax. I'm the map.
I think you meant I'm the map, I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
Brutal. Evie goes hard, especially for someone in a nightgown. See, and then he goes and completely redeems himself. Bright lady saving that new dashing scoundrel. Explosion.
What are you going to do?
Wait here. I'll go get help.
Rick can't leave a boat or help someone else leave a boat without quipping.
Can you swim?
Swim if the occasion calls for it.
Trust me. It calls for it.
It looks to me like I've got all the horses.
Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river.
These two always joshing each other. If only we could all have such good friends. Haha, she got to turn it around on him. Does Jonathan smack the warden because he's snoring or just for fun? Either way, I support it. At first I thought it was crazy that they rode through the night, but I get it now. Sunrises are pretty. Yes, apparently camels can run. Who knew? And also, are they faster than horses? No. But also, yes, apparently camels have more stamina and endurance than horses, so could win a much longer race in a tortoise versus hare kind of way. But apparently because of how their feet work, their toes can easily spread out and help them balance more, and therefore can many times be faster in sand than horses who just have hooves. Pretty cool. So the moral is, camel toes win the day. One of those ancillary scenes that just sticks with you. Rick doesn't have to hit him with the rope, but he should, and so he does.
They're led by a woman. What does a woman know?
Ha, I think you mean what does a woman want? And for that, you'd have to turn to the star of next week's video, Max Rockatansky. Flawless segue to nowhere.
Here, this is for you.
Generosity.
Down. What are you looking at?
Which turns into flirting.
Look for bugs. I hate bugs.
Chekhov's entomophobia.
Mummies, my good son. This is where they made the mummies.
It's true, it's the same place where we saw all that awful stuff happening to the priests. Gross. See, the thing about cave diving or treasure hunting, whatever it is they're doing right now, you can just stop. You can leave. It's allowed. That sound is a great reason to go home. Bailing is always an option. This guy understood that. Do you see how many riders are charging at them? Benny gets it too.
You mean bugs? I hate bugs.
Chekhov's entomophobia. Just gorgeous shot after gorgeous shot. It's so lucky they chose torches as their light source.
This here's our statue, friend.
I don't see your name written on it, pal.
SouthParkMeme.avi. Wait, no, I'm not sure if we're supposed to read that. Was I gonna put a video in there? Ah, you get it.
Your odds are not so great, O'Connell.
I've had worse.
Yeah, me too.
Ultimate hype, man. This is horrifying. This movie pulls no punches on the innocent. It's also why I have no problem with the mummy killing these jerks later in the film.
They take a sharp, red-hot poker, stick it up your nose, scramble things about a bit, and then rip it all out through your nostrils. It's called mummification. You'll be dead when they do this.
I mean, eventually, right? They did do it alive, but like, I'm no medical doctor, but I'm pretty sure you need those things to stay inside.
He must have been someone of great importance, or he did something very naughty.
Both can be true, but why did you have to make it weird? The warden makes a lot of bad choices, not the least of which is leaving the group, but mocking the hieroglyphics was also probably a bad idea, at least in a karmic way. Who could say? Oh, right, we could. Again, genuinely horrifying. She's so pleased with herself. Talk about using your head. No, but that actually looked really painful.
Oh my God, what is it?
Broken bottle. Glenlivet, 12 years old.
Fake out? Great. Glenlivet? Pretty great scotch. Accidentally swallowing shards of glass? Priceless. Wait, no, that's not how that goes. Again, PG-13 movies just don't kill people like they used to. And that's a thing. It's a thing. And aside from the Magi actually being the good guys, Jonathan just drinking and wildly shooting is amazing. Ooh, that was some acrobatic resourcefulness.
I mean it.
Flirting.
I am going to kiss you, Mr. O'Connell.
Call me Rick.
What's that face?
Death will come on swift wings to whomsoever opens this chest.
See, the thing about grave robbing... see, you can leave. I told you, the diggers get it.
Oh, I've dreamt about this since I was a little girl.
You dream about dead guys?
He keeps quipping everyone so good.
I've never seen a mummy look like this before. He's still...
Juicy.
Yes.
I would have gone with succulent, but that's just me. Also, Imhotep's jaw being all crooked makes it clear how relaxing his centuries as undead were.
Death is only the beginning.
Such a meta line, and carved into the inside of a sarcophagus with fingernails?
You know,
If you dry that fella out, you might be able to sell him for firewood.
Ooh, the joke we were looking for was jerky, so sorry, but even without the Futurama reference, it's just grosser, which is funnier in this case.
You're in her seat. Now.
Yep.
Chivalry, JK. It's only because he has a crush on her, so... Crush win? Sure, crushes.
Probably got a little too frisky with the Pharaoh's daughter.
Ha, you mean Nefertiri? This Nefertiri?
That happens a lot around here.
Thank you for saying it. And just a reminder, you can leave.
Sueyaharum.
No! You must not read from the book!
He's right. I like that everything instantly goes to absolute hell the second she reads from the book. So, these are some hungry locusts, because locusts are literally grasshoppers who will decimate crops. But they don't bite people. And I think these ones just ate those dudes.
What have we done?
What an incredible horror movie shot. It's like Benny wants to die a horrible death. Nope. Honestly, might be the scariest part of this movie. Classic tomb raiding trapdoor hijinks. I'm back in. This is funny because he took the partially blind guy's eyes, so yeah, he might confuse her for his hot murdered lover who he needs to resurrect so they can rule the world together. I'm starting to think they brought these diggers just to die. Well, I guess somebody's gotta feed the scarabs. Get it? Somebody? And look, somebody complained last week that these videos are just me laughing at my own bad jokes, and look, true.
Let's get out of here! Whoa!
Can we retroactively give Brendan Fraser some award for his performance? Because he's definitely one of the most enjoyable heroes ever. Literally no notes. Everyone needs a friend like Rick on their team. Can't say for sure if Benny is really fluent in all these languages, but we may have underestimated him. Trying on all the religions is a hilarious touch either way. Also, the idea that Benny can actually talk his way out of any situation.
Fine!
Fine.
Fine!
Fine.
Fine.
How is this not a meme yet? That level of drunk where you walk through the fountain not once, but twice, equally as confused both times.
I'm so pleased to meet you.
This movie does not stop. Barely back to safety for 5 minutes and Imhotep is already there.
And for your eyes, and for your tongue, but I'm afraid more is needed.
Benny's a bad guy, but I truly love that he revels in it a bit. Can't knock these practical fire effects. Yeah, he's a polite undead gentleman. The sand faces just keep getting better and better.
Question. Why doesn't he like cats?
Where did this man learn to deliver lines so beautifully? Oh, this is why everyone was freaking out this spring. They thought a mummy was coming.
You can't just leave me behind here like some kind of carpet bag.
He picks her up like a carpet bag, and also she's speaking to her fears of not belonging. Lots going on in this movie. Possibly the most badass thing Rick does the entire movie. Maybe in all of cinema. I love it so much. Let's watch it again.
Just the book, I swear. And your sister. But other than that...
This movie is so stupid, fun, and action-packed, it'd be easy to forget it's also a comedy, with Benny, Rick, and Jonathan just constantly playing off each other with perfect timing and delivery.
Let's go, Jonathan.
Oh, well, I thought I could just stay at the fort and,
Now!
Yeah, right. We're just gonna rescue the Egyptologist.
Okay, we all agree this is the scariest iteration of the Mummy, right? Like he's got a real zombie look and the flies? Plus there's no way he doesn't smell terrible. Yeah, looks like he just killed his shadow. He should be foul, just like the Pharaoh. Also look, it sounds like he's in pain, but I can imagine worse ways to go. Seems like a quick exsanguination? Desiccation? Just dehydration? Jerkyification? There it is, nailed it. Nope, but also payback. They ate him, now he's eating them. Other than being creepy as all get out, ever consider why his face is dematerializing? Yeah, I hadn't either. Got it with the Postal. Revolver. The old Klazuka. Hit him with the Hishine gun. Or was that a German-made Mauser? Classic zombie move, and he didn't even need to cover himself in viscera. Creeptacular.
You're gonna get yours!
Oh, like I've never heard that before!
They really are the Batman and Joker of the 1920s. Rick's gonna have a hard time when Benny's gone. Look, I'm not one to say, hey, you could have done better in this situation. I myself have never been in, but you were just sitting there, bruh. Comeuppance time.
It's the creature. He's fully regenerated.
And sharp. Imhotep is looking good. I guess he makes 6 grade A hotties.
It is time to make you mine. Forever.
For all eternity, idiot.
Forever and for all eternity really aren't that different, but Evie still wants to smack Benny down.
I'll be seeing you again.
So polite, even in threats.
Juntas Daina.
Take my hand, and I will spare your friends.
Yeah, that checks out. Almost like evil undead monsters don't really care much about promises. Should ask for the pinky. Self-sacrifice.
How you doing?
Sometimes you think, how is this Link from Encino Man and Son-in-Law and also in the army now? He's pure action hero heartthrob, and then he asks a question with that face, and you remember. Also, Ardith seems to be having the time of his life.
Hey, Winston! Pedal faster!
This one too. All right, maybe they don't get better and better, but they're definitely getting bigger. Self-sacrifice? I mean, because he's the mummy, otherwise it's just a grade A smooch and another grade A.
I love the whole sand wall trick. It was beautiful.
Compliments. Winston's dead. That's weird, I know, but it's all he wanted.
Chucked us in with the others and gone down in flame and glory.
Is it dangerous?
Well, you probably won't live through it.
Hi, Joe. Do you really think so?
Here I come, laddies!
Sorry, that was probably important context.
You know, nasty little fellows such as yourself always get their comeuppance.
That has been our experience as well. Of all the ways to convince us a side character is going to die, showing the inevitability of that death upon someone else is a great way to do it. But Death didn't know it was up against Butterfly Knife O'Connell. Haven't mentioned that the font stylization of the hard-coded subtitles is so fun, little diamond ellipses. Ha! So wealth hoarding has always been what the cool kids do. The scale of this room is impressive. Look how far back it goes. It's like they filled the mines of Moria. Even the leader of the dudes whose job it is to know everything about Hymenoptera is surprised. Honestly, would have been a real disappointment to have no undead creatures burst out of the ground, so I appreciate the fan service. For us fans of the undead.
Hell are these guys?
Priests. Imhotep's priests.
All right, then.
These poor guys, mummified alive, buried for a few millennia, and then the second they're woken up, this dweeb starts shooting them? The Mummy Returns is all about Anubis, and the real missed opportunity in The Mummy 3 was to have it be about Horus, and then have the two battle, just saying. Not just a grade A hottie, also a rugged beast of a man with sandpaper cheeks.
Save the girl. Kill the creature.
Badass line to attempt self-sacrifice on. Badass good guy. It's like Rick wanted to see if his face was as hardcore as Ardeth's. That's the third time in 10 minutes that she's breathily uttered Rick's name.
O'Connell.
Look, this is all completely mimed since there aren't actual mummies there, but hot damn, Rick is still a badass with a sword. Who knew?
Mummies.
this movie. He's flirting, he's being heroic, trying to put her mind at ease. Fraser was born to be an action hero. Love the little detail of the scarab on the sword. Haha, resourcefulness. And that brief moment where the severed arm grabbing the sword seems like another threat, but it's actually helpful. Now you've done it. You made Horus's guys mad. Oh good, and they're agile. It pretty much worked last time. It was worth a try. Oh no, that's not just agile, that's, oh, you humans with gravity? Psh. Double kill.
I can't figure out this last symbol.
What does it look like?
It's a bird.
Oh, yes, I see.
The balancing act between the high-stakes tension in these fights and Jonathan just living in his own world, yucking it up, is so expertly handled. I remember the theater experience, gasps to chuckles back and forth for this entire set piece. And there's a third shadow murder. Imhotep could be wearing less clothing, but it wouldn't have stayed PG-13, and I'd just like to point out that Arnold Vosloo is 37 here. Arnold kept it tight. Well, except his mouth. That he kept loose. Comeuppance, you try to bring eternal darkness, chariot steals your soul, them's the breaks.
He's mortal.
That push in on the line. Gosh, this movie's so fun.
Death is only the beginning.
Truer words, Im, truer words. Honestly, one of the best parts about this movie is that the sequel has most of the same characters and also rocks our socks off. PS2 Scorpion Rock included. You heard me.
You've lost the book!
See, he's a real coin flip. He did technically figure out the hieroglyphs and save Rick and Evie's lives, but then he went and dropped his sister's favorite thing in the world. Nope. See, this is why you should have left. I mean, comeuppance, but also, did he really deserve this death? Yeah, pretty much. Ha, no way they could do a sequel now. By the way, Jonathan's version of the story was 100% correct.
The entire necropolis was rigged to sink into the sand, and Pharaoh's commander flicked the switch, and the whole place would disappear beneath the sand dunes.
Imhotep's alive! Did they ever say his name in this movie? I don't think they do. So I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
Well, I guess we go home empty-handed.
I wouldn't say that.
Ooh, yeah, love. That nose touch and smile felt 100% genuine, like she wasn't expecting it. Sweet hieroglyph credits. The Mummy takes itself the perfect amount of serious. Is it perfect? Yes, obviously. Look, nothing is perfect, and if I have to do that thing where I acknowledge that some of the bonked on the head reaction shots are goofy, I'd say back to myself, this was 1999. Trust me, they held back. But even those moments are there to balance out the pure horror of some of the other scenes. I'm not saying that The Mummy is wholly unique, but if you Google horror comedy, both Scary Movie and Parasite come up. Both great movies, but no sane person would say they're the same genre as The Mummy. Original Jumanji, Shaun of the Dead, you're getting closer, but not many movies lean into 4 separate genres like The Mummy. And I mean all 4. For horror, it has tense jump scare moments and gross out undead creatures, as well as creepy crawly bugs that burrow under your skin and eat your brain. Tongues are cut, eyes are removed, people are sucked dry, mouths are big, some might say too big. And then for comedy, you cast Brendan Fraser, a guy coming off of George of the Jungle and Airhead.
Patience is a virtue.
Not right now, it isn't.
Who did Blast from the Past the same year as your Indiana Jones lead and pair him up with multiple other comedic actors to keep you laughing throughout the entire thing. But you're not done yet. Next you want adventure, so you set the movie all over Egypt with a primary focus on tomb raiding, but are sure to include camel racing, riverboat abandoning, even high-flying sandstorm evading. And the action is obvious. Give everybody a bunch of guns and swords and actually plan out intricate choreography for fights with the living and non-living alike. Oh, and throw in a love story for good measure. Technically 2 love stories, but the second one is fleshed out more in the sequel. Yeah, I like this movie. I'm a broken record here, but again, I didn't even know how good it was or how much I liked it until I spent this week. Well, 2 weeks now since I wanted to watch the 3 separate commentaries until I spent this time with it. It's got me stoked to do the second one if I'm being honest. But what more is there to say? Everyone is a stone cold hottie and there's never been a better example of an actor who should have been the next Harrison Ford, or Chris Pratt is a good comparison. And we don't know exactly what happened. Fraser himself is back and forth on what hurt his career, but he wouldn't be the first actor to be blacklisted or blackballed for speaking out. Seriously, this is a side note, but if you ever wondered what happened to Ashley Judd and Mira Sorvino, it wasn't because they weren't talented. And Fraser is having a bit of a comeback. He's definitely the people's hero, so I hope nothing but the best for him. But like I've been saying all along, he wasn't alone in this one. Rachel Weisz is another powerhouse actor, which is part of why Evie comes off a little I don't know, it's insane to call the absolute smartest and most knowledgeable person in the movie flighty, but that's what they went with. Don't get me wrong, she still has her great moments, but she's allowed to be more of a badass in returns. There was a concerted effort to make her the damsel while still letting her save the day a bunch. It's a character I love as a whole, even if this movie leaves a little to be desired. I already talked about John Hannah being underrated, and he is, but the other huge standout is Kevin O'Connor. Benny is one of the most likable / hateable characters in all of film. And not just in a you love to hate him way, that's there too, but he's also genuinely sympathetic at times. His death is deserved, but there's no point in the movie where I'm really that angry with Benny. He's just trying to save his own skin. There's really just nothing I don't like about this movie. And I could probably keep talking about it for days, but I think this is a good place to end. We'll definitely get around to the sequel because someone has to defend the Scorpion King, and that person might be me, I'm not sure. It's been years since I watched it, and never with a critical eye. Next week, more desert.